Boys, what is the last thing that you spent money on that you were like, that was dumb?
I have an immediate answer.
Oh,
when COVID started, I bought an Xbox like I was going to play video games. No chance. No chance. Why would I have 2 full-time jobs. Why would I think I'd be sitting around playing Xbox? It's ridiculous. That was stupid. Luckily, it's like a couple $100. It wasn't terrible, but it's like it until recently was still sitting like next to our TV, just collecting dust. So stupid.
Amazing. Dan?
Mine's kind of ongoing right now, and I haven't decided how dumb it is because it hasn't arrived yet. As you boys know, we're coming right off. It's a raw right now, actually, right off the Olympics. It's a little sensitive and post Olympic depression for me. And I've got my share of Team USA gear from previous Olympics, and I continued that tradition, and I bought something again. And after I purchased it, Shannon was like, well, which one did you get? Because I was going back and forth, and I showed her. She was like, it costs that much money. And I was like, ooh, that's not the reaction I wanted. Like, oh, that was the one I was hoping you'd pick. Or, yeah, that one looks good. So it hasn't gotten here yet. So I'll probably enjoy it in the moment. But then like in 3 weeks, when the Olympics are a month in the rearview mirror, I'll be like, this was dumb. I have 3 of these things now. I don't need one every year.
Is it clothing?
It's clothing. Yeah.
Oh,
I guess I should have clarified that.
I was waiting for Dan to drop
metal.
I bought
Metal
a bobsled. Like,
Me too. I was like, did he buy a motorcycle? Like, what did he buy? I was like dying to know what you bought.
It's a replica Shaun White, full scale bobblehead, and it's really large and embarrassing. But it's clothing. But so we'll see if I eventually regret it.
Well, I was looking through my closet and was like, wow, I bought a Kanye West Jesus is King t-shirt that I've never worn because it has this weird collar on it that goes to here. It's a t-shirt, by the way. It has like a half neck here and it is like kind of cropped, and I'm tall. Ooh. So for short people like Kanye, that works. For Daniel Dudley, it doesn't. And I realized that I've spent whatever amount of money on this t-shirt and I've never put it on. I put it on one time. I haven't put it on since. It's been hanging in my closet for probably 2 years.
Was the time you put it on like around other people?
My wife, that's it.
She was like, it looks like you're wearing a youth turtleneck.
She laughed at me so hard. Like, she's probably, if there is a picture of me in that shirt, she's the only one that has it. Because she thought that shit was hilarious. Like, she thought it was so funny. She made fun of me on TMZ for it. Like, it was a whole thing, like 2 so years ago. And I haven't seen that shirt since. I'm surprised it made the move. Because like we moved a year ago. I don't think, I'm surprised that it made it to the move, but it did. My wife probably kept it. She made
Coachella Day 3. Coachella Day 3 fit. Little crop, give you a little air, a little breathing room down there. A little hot in the desert. Tell you what.
I'm just happy I'm not alone. I still think my shirt is better than Chris's Xbox purchase. I wasn't ready for that. Like,
yeah, he's like, here we are, still looking at that thing, going, damn.
I like just moved it into the basement. It took that long. I don't know why, but we were just like, yeah, why do we have this?
Amazing. Well, boys, welcome to the Brunch Breakdown. It's DD out here in Los Angeles. Chris and Dan are in Pittsburgh, and today on the show, we're going to be talking about a lot of fun things. Juwan Howard and the slap or punch heard or something, half punch heard round the world. Yeah, it wasn't exactly a punch, but yeah, we'll talk about that and handshake lines. And then we will talk about this incredible 71-day cruise that is being offered out there. Yes, 71-day cruise. We will talk about that. And we have a sweet one must go with some of our favorite foods in the freaking world. And I can't wait to discuss this. But let's get started the way we always do. Dan, break it down. Let everybody know where they can find the Brunch Breakdown.
You can find a Brunch Breakdown anywhere you listen to podcasts: Apple, Spotify, Google, SoundCloud, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, and recently added to Amazon Music and Audible. You can simply tell Alexa to play the Brunch Breakdown, and now she'll do that for you. Live episodes, new episodes every Thursday. Follow, hit subscribe, let those episodes come to you, take them on the go. Again, every Thursday, we have those for you. Live video episodes also available every Thursday, noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific. Those happen on our YouTube and our Facebook pages, and they're available on demand anytime you want to watch after that. We mentioned we've got a graphic here today. Get your eyes on the graphic, all the good stuff that we have. Every episode that we do, we've got a lot of fun stuff to show. Speaking of Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and Trailer and TikTok, those are everywhere that we are on social media. Simply search for us by using the tag @Brunch Breakdown. And of course, we have the Sounds of Brunch playlist on Spotify, exclusively on Spotify every Friday. Simply search Sounds of Brunch and enjoy.
Beautiful. I love it. Well, now it's time to get everything off our chest, guys. It's time. Whoosah. Chris, get us started. What's on your mind, man? Get it off your chest.
Okay. I kind of want to cede this time back to Daniel Dudley in a weird way. But Didi, it was your birthday. Happy birthday. I, for the first time, probably since we met, missed your birthday and didn't get to text you happy birthday or call you and say happy birthday. So happy birthday, my friend. How was your birthday?
My birthday was fine. It was interesting. It was a different one because it was all right. So I'm saying that wrong. Anyways,
that kind of like went down and down the more you described it.
Yeah.
So it was funny because I was really busy last week, right? So then I get to the end of the week and I want nothing to do with anything that has to do with my birthday. Like, I was like, why is my birthday got to be on Friday? Why couldn't it be on Saturday? So I felt like I had to like all day act like I was happy about it. But my daughter, she made me cupcakes. It was basically her birthday. We had cupcakes, we had pizza, we had all of Saoirse's favorite things, because anytime there's a birthday, she's extremely hyped for it. And it means it's her birthday, basically. So she blew out the candles. She made cupcakes with more sprinkles on it than you could possibly put on it. Because when you let a kid put sprinkles on, it never stops. But that was cool. But yeah, that was the birthday. It was fine. I was just really tired on Friday. So I was like, so if you sent me a text, so anybody who sent me a text and I didn't respond to it, I was just like, I just am tired. I'm tired.
That's okay. Well, happy birthday. I also want to use this as an opportunity just to I don't want to yell at you because part of this is my fault, but like I've had way too many old guy discussions with you lately. And then it was like your birthday. And it was like, now Didi's even getting older. My birthday's next month. I'm going to be getting older. Me and Didi have been texting about like, how do you fix thoracic back pain? And then like, what are the best comfort insoles for your ankles? Like, it's just ridiculous. And then Didi's wife hit me up the other day asking about like the least leakiest diapers. And I'm just like, this has to stop. I need a break from the Dudley family. So maybe that's why I didn't text you for my birthday. I don't know. Or for your birthday. I just felt like there was just too much old shit happening and I needed a break, but we're here now and I'm past that. You're past your tired Friday. It's all good. Happy birthday, my friend. I hope this is the best year yet.
Dude, so the Sam's Club receipt, that was your fault. You put that on yourself because we are literally Costco, my bad. Costco, not Sam's Club, Costco. You put that receipt up there and she hits me up and she was like, did you see his receipt? Did you see how much they pay for diapers? Do we need a Costco membership? Because there's a Costco like right down the street from us. We've never had it. We were like, we always thought about it, never did it. And then she saw however much you pay for diapers.
Dude, it's unbelievable because like when I put the receipt on my Instagram story, I like covered up 90% of it with like my own words. So Siobhan was in there. Like she was in there with her investigative eye and she found the diaper price, which I just didn't have covered up. It was unbelievable. But yeah, you guys should, Costco is phenomenal. You guys should check it out. And I don't, Dan, you may have information, grocery life background on this stuff. Like Costco diapers are actually Huggies. They just aren't sold with the Huggies name. I
It's
even
true.
heard you can't do this in Pittsburgh because you can't get alcohol at Costco, but like in other states, their vodka is Grey Goose.
Yeah.
It's just sold as like Kirkland vodka. I didn't know that they could do that type of stuff, but they do. So
We bought all of our alcohol for our rehearsal stuff and for that whole weekend at Costco.
nice.
And yeah, it was wild.
This
Old-
episode
old
can't
conversations.
be called, old man diaper discussion brunch. We are not there yet, gentlemen.
Dan, we need your bachelor party so bad.
You need it more than I do at this point. Both
Yeah.
y'all.
This has nothing to do with you, Dan. Like, I feel really bad for
Yeah.
you because, like, this is. I'm like,
Oh.
oh, that's right, Dan's bachelor party. That's what we're going for. I
No,
just have no idea.
the wedding is about you. The bachelor party's
Right.
for us.
Yeah.
So,
No, that's fine.
me and Didi are
it
probably
seems like
just
it's
going to
needed.
sleep the whole time anyway, but it's going to be. It's
No,
for
see,
us.
we have to rewire. We have to readjust. We got to rewire that. We'll fix it. Don't
I didn't
worry.
even think about that. I'm like, yeah, everyone else is gonna go out. Me and Chris used to be like, we're just gonna sleep. Like, this is, bring us something back to eat.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, that's it.
Oh.
Well, other than being frustrated with your two groomsmen, Dan, what's off your get it off your chest?
Yeah. You just see it. We're rolling in at 5 o'clock and you guys are like just waking up. You guys want some coffee and eggs? Just getting up to start the day.
That sounds
Oh,
right.
boy.
Yeah.
Rewire here. Okay. Well, yeah, that maybe we'll save that for another day or after the bachelor party when I actually tell that story. Different approach to the chess segment for me this week. I'm taking a note from Chris, your boy, Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers had everybody's discussing about this Instagram post, his Monday gratitude. And he's, is he back with Shailene Woodley? Is he done with the Packers? Looking into the photos and all this stuff, and comes out and he's like, no, I just came off a cleanse and wanted to dish out some gratitude. So all that aside, he's right. We need more of that. We need more gratitude. And everybody's lives could use more gratitude. And that's what I'm going to do here today is instead of complain about something, which I've done very well for the last 91 episodes, twist it, change it up. Going to go gratitude to get these things off my chest. And I'm going to go cheers to 6. Cheers to the number 6. And I'll explain why in a minute. Start with the number 1. 1 year ago, this very week, we did our first ever virtual beer fest, which was a completely new idea at the time, consuming 18 beers throughout the course of a day. It did have some help. It was split between 3 people, but heavy craft beers. It was wild. It was a blast. And I was able to try some beers that I from all over the country that I would never have had the opportunity to otherwise. So that was a cool memory from 1 year ago this week for the number 1. Number 2, we're going to look back 2 years ago. You do the math, we're winding down February of the year 2020, when it was really the last time life seemed fully, quote unquote, normal at the time, right? And I think we've all learned to appreciate a lot more in those 2 years. Certainly didn't think we'd be where we are right now 2 years later, but just reflecting in that moment that these were the last final weeks of that quote unquote normalcy. It was 2 years ago this week heading into March. Let's take it another spin into positive direction with number 3. 3 months away this week from that wedding date that you mentioned. Actually, 3 months this week. So countdown is on to the best day of my life. 3 months away. On to number 4, the Chris Gates special. Chris, 4 months ago today, this actually very day, 4 months ago today, Pitt beat Clemson at home in what at the time was a tremendously huge win. Same day that Penn State lost to Illinois in whatever overtime, and it made for a wonderful evening. Let me tell you, a wonderful evening. Just an overall wonderful day, a memory I cherish looking back with some gratitude here. On to number 5, something else we just discussed. Gentlemen, buckle up. The bachelor party is just around the corner. 5 weeks away from tomorrow, the bachelor party begins. And I will see for the first time in what seems like forever, the two of you together in person. Amazing. Gratitude for that opportunity. And lastly, gratitude with the number 6. We're doing a cheers to 6. Gentlemen, 6 years ago, this very week, 6 years ago this very week, the very first episode of the Brunch Breakdown debuted.
So everybody should go back and listen to it, right? Is that what you're saying?
Boy.
Had a little bit of a different format back at the time, right? We had a good run. We took a bit of a break. The pandemic brought us back together, and we're a fresh 91 whatever episodes deep again. We're well over, we've got to be close to 140 episodes overall, but it was 6 years ago this week that we started the Brunch Breakdown, the first ever episode debuted. So gratitude for that. Gratitude for you boys, and cheers to 6.
Wow.
I like it.
I like it.
Yeah.
Really
That was the first memory that hit. It got me thinking. It really got me thinking. Was that 6 years ago? And, I wanted to have a little perspective and took a little note from your boy, Aaron Rodgers.
I thought you were going to bring it back to football and say, like, you live in Sixburg or something like that. I thought that was going to be
Always.
Oh man. All right. Well, boys, I have a little bit of an announcement. So I'm gonna be home March 15th to the 18th. And so
home.
Yeah, like home, March 15th to the 18th. And planning a family trip across the country is terrible. It's absolutely terrible. And you know why it's terrible? Not because I have 2 kids, even though that adds a little bit to the complication of things and times and all of that. And you're thinking about nap time, this is gonna work, blah, blah, blah. The most annoying part about it is how many nonstop flights there aren't that go to Pittsburgh. Like, it is very annoying. Because, like, I am willing to pay more for nonstop flights, but I can't pay more for nonstop flights that don't exist. And it absolutely killing me. From Boston home, it's perfectly fine. From here to Pittsburgh, which we're doing first, nothing. And it is annoying because it wasn't that way. Like, I don't know, 4 years ago, it wasn't that way. And then, like, I feel like before the pandemic, it wasn't that way. But now they're just gone. And it's very frustrating. So airlines, I need your help. Pittsburgh isn't some podunk small city or something like that. It's a booming metropolis. It's on every list. It's number 2 on every list. It needs more nonstop flights. People, please listen to me. Help me. I need help because it's very frustrating whenever it's like supposed to be 4 hours or in change to get back to Pittsburgh, but instead it is going to take me longer than that because we have to connect flights, and I have to connect flights with children. And I am not excited about that, but I just wanted to get that off my chest. Planning all of this has been frustrating and tough. And also every airline is now adding all these little things in. It's like there's economy basic, economy plus, there's this, all these different levels of flights now that used to people make fun of Spirit for doing, but now every airline does it. It's like, hey, you want to pay $5 more and I don't know, be able to use the bathroom? It's insane how many things would go through the book flights now. But anyhow, had to get it off my chest because I'm just frustrated by it all.
Yeah, I hear you, brother. It's crazy.
Yeah.
The direct flights that have been eliminated anywhere that we're looking to travel, needing to travel, and just hearing from other people that I don't know what it is. Especially this airport in Pittsburgh. It's just not happening right now. I feel your pain. You're right, because it didn't used to be this way. 2 years ago, like I said, 2 years ago, it wasn't this way. But now we got to get back on track.
It's tough. But yeah, we'll talk about this extremely complicated trip going home after the brunch breakdown.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's crack open some brews, boys, because it is time to start Brews Day. Chris, what are you sipping on, man? What you got?
This one is for both of you guys. Okay. This one is for many people in my life.
Pineapple and marshmallow. Let's go.
It's pineapple and peanut butter. That's my
close.
Whoa, we're close.
This beer is called King Sue. Okay. I bought it because my daughter saw a dinosaur at the grocery store. So that's why I bought it. King Sue. My mother's name is Sue. So this is in honor of her. She's brought us food like basically every night since the baby was born. We appreciate this. Toppling Goliath Brewing is from, drumroll please, Dan's favorite state in the nation, Iowa. Shout out to Iowa.
Yeah.
And the flavor profile has pineapple. Shout out to Daniel Dudley. So this beer's for everyone. It's a beer for everybody. It's a beer for everyone.
I love it. Yes.
In a time where we're trying to, be as inclusive as possible, get yourself a King Sue double IPA from Toppling Goliath Brewing in Iowa. That's right, Iowa. It's delicious.
Wow.
You get a lot of citrus on the way down, and then on the back end, you breathe out pineapple. It's phenomenal.
You can't get a direct flight from Pittsburgh to LA, but you can get Iowa beer in Pittsburgh. So, I mean, what a world we live in. That's amazing.
Makes sense, right? Yeah.
That's awesome.
Wow.
Well, boys, I got an oldie but a goodie because I saw this and I was like, I haven't had Ballast Point in a minute. So Ballast Point Grapefruit Sculpin, had to grab up old 6-pack this week. And I just love this beer. I love the way it smells. I love everything about it. And this is legitimately one of the best IPAs you could possibly buy. It just is. You can get this nationwide and it's just super good. It's just really good. Grapefruit Sculpin, Ballast Point.
Nice.
Cheers, boys.
Ballast Point.
Sure. How's Ballast Point doing? Are they okay now? I remember hearing they were like going broke or something, but their beer is everywhere.
Because what they did was like they sold a part of the company to some place to have wider distribution, and then they like closed. Because what they did was like they opened up restaurants, and like that's sometimes a good thing, and then sometimes can make you go broke. And that's kind of what happened to them. So they had to close those locations. And I think they just have the one that's in Long Beach. That is awesome, by the way. And and so then they sold part of it to something for distribution. But yeah, I think they're fine. Because when I thought they were like, I was like, oh no, because they filed for bankruptcy. I think that's what happened.
Right.
But then that was more of like a shuffling stuff. But yeah. So I think they're
You've
fine.
seen their beer everywhere. So they must be doing
yeah, because I know their beer was like supposed to go more places, and I feel like it is more places. So, yeah,
Good
nice.
news.
I think they're fine.
Good news. Well, boys, today I got another oldie but goodie. I don't know if I've featured this series on here before, but certainly have featured this brewery, Hitchhiker Brewing, one of my favorites, really anywhere, let alone just Pittsburgh. But this is their Next to Normal series, and it's a little bit next to normal because it's not quite normal from what you'd expect in a beer. This is a sour brewed with raspberry and coffee. Loving the look on both of your faces. I had the same look on my face when I thought of the idea too, that a sour beer brewed with coffee. How on earth is that going to work? I don't have that answer, but they do. And it's amazing. They've done a couple different versions of this. They've done one with blueberry. They've done one with strawberry. The raspberry is really, really nice. It's hard to even explain what this tastes like, to be honest with you, because the base of it is a sour beer. It's not overly sour. There's a good amount of raspberry in there, and it has just this sort of coffee almost aftertaste. It's not quite once you sip the beer, it's kind of at the end of the sip almost. You start to get that coffee flavor, almost like if you had like a chocolate raspberry covered coffee bean, maybe. But again, it just blends with the sour. It's just a little bit of a tang to it. You have to like sours. You have to like coffee to like this. But somehow this works. And it's one of my favorite beers they've ever done because it's so unique. I love it. The Next to Normal sour, raspberry and coffee. Again, I don't know how, and I don't know why. They do, and that's all that matters.
Yeah, I can see bitter with coffee, but it's hard to imagine sour.
Right. Because I had the first thought there too, and because not overly sweet, but it is. It's just kind of a coffee aftertaste to it, but it's just the right amount of sour. Yeah, she's a unique one, but very good. Very good.
Yeah, I could even. It's very hard for me to imagine that beer. Like I've had raspberry coffee before,
Yeah.
and I'm like, but then you put that with like sour and beer. All right.
Yeah. Yeah. It's tough to try to even
Yeah.
imagine it. It really is. Even to describe it is tough, but we'll have to see if I can hang on to one or two of these and make sure you boys try them sometime. Because that's what you got to do. You just, the only way you can know is to try it. That's what I did the first time. Loved it. I was sold.
5 weeks. Right? Is that what you said?
5 weeks.
5 weeks?
Yep. 5 weeks.
5 weeks. Jenkins, get that email out, son. Remind me. Get that email out, Jenkins. I know you're listening.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's get into. Well, cheers, boys.
Yeah. Cheers.
Cheers.
Happy
Cheers.
Brews Day.
Happy Brews Day. All right, let's get into the main course. I feel like the story of the week is because literally nothing's going on right now. Juwan Howard, him and the coach from Wisconsin had a little speaking. They talked. They were having a nice discussion.
Close discussion.
And then very close discussion. And then a slight melee broke out during the credits of a CBS basketball broadcast, which made the whole thing even funnier, actually. And Juwan Howard ended up kind of half punch, half slapping a assistant for Wisconsin. Boys, what'd you think when you saw this story that I thought was hilarious the whole time? So yeah, you were Wisconsin's own. My bad.
Well,
yeah, we got to go to you first.
Yeah,
I actually, boots on the ground. I phoned our Wisconsin correspondent, Katie Yates, and her report was that Juwan Howard is a bully, and he should be fired.
Bully.
And she said apparently this wasn't his first riff, so I'm gonna have to her watch the Fab Five documentary because these guys
learn a lot.
These guys weren't kind on the court. Like that's not his background. But I would just love to know. Like I didn't watch any of the game. I don't know what happened. So I don't know why they were so heated at the end. I would love to know what was said, because sometimes you say some stuff that deserves getting slapped in the head. Sometimes. I'm not saying that this guy deserved it, but sometimes you deserve it. So it's hard for me to judge Judy this situation without knowing what was said. Since we don't know what was said, grown adult coaching kids doesn't look very good on national TV, but I guess it is what it is.
Slight Melee might be my new favorite band name, by the way, Didi. I love that.
Let's
Slight
go.
Melee. Or the Slight Melee tour. Like, I love it. TM on that, by the way. Don't even go out there and try.
Slight Melee is the perfect name for like a band that is super old. Their fans are really old. It's like
right
mosh pit. Slight Melee
touring with 5 for Fighting and Knuckle Puck. That's the tour right there.
Right. I love it. Yeah, this certainly didn't have a very good first impression overall. And if you know anything about Juwan Howard, doesn't come as a huge surprise, but the fact that he's now a coach, you kind of think that maybe you have a little bit more decorum. Can we have some decorum, please? But I don't know. I'm not mad at the situation because we get to talk about it. This is something interesting in college basketball, which nothing has been interesting in college basketball for 3 years. Besides the tournament.
It's true.
And we need this. We need a little bit of we need a little bit of this. And you know what? Coaches are a little different nowadays. They're getting hired younger. They're not wearing ties on the bench anymore. They're wearing sneakers and quarter zips. So it's a little more loosey-goosey out there. And I could, you feel like you're ready to rumble. And I'm not going to assume this guy said something stupid. I'm just going to assume it. Now, did he need to bear claw him? Probably not. But I love it because this is going to be a Big Ten rivalry for years to come. It already is. And now with Juwan Howard just, recently getting to Michigan, it's just going to turn up the intensity. And I want that. I want a reason to turn into Michigan versus Wisconsin. basketball next year besides like number 21 versus number 18 at CBS at 3:00 on a Saturday. Like I have nothing else to do. Now I have a reason. And so for that, I'm not too mad.
Yeah, this thing was hysterical to me. I was like, wow, again, like you guys have said, something entertaining happened in college basketball this year, because like I'm like, who's the star, who's good? I have no idea. Like I'm not hearing anybody talk about the number 1 pick of the draft playing, nothing. So yeah, so the whole thing was interesting to me because I felt like it's a solid parenting lesson, and this is how I felt during the whole Mason Rudolph, Myles Garrett situation with the helmet last year. So it starts out, the Wisconsin coach has something to say to Juwan Howard. So he grabs Juwan Howard's arm. Big mistake. Because as soon as he grabbed his arm, Juwan Howard's like, it's time to go. It was over at that point. His finger, which is like this long, wild. It's like this long. He put it this way. Once he pulled the thing out, it was like, whoa.
It's like he pulled out a wand. He was just like, what did you do?
Seriously, dude, shit was wild when he put his finger out. But it's all because that coach did that. And then Juwan was like, no, I'm not just taking this. You know, I'm not, because it would have been nice if he would have cooled it down, but you cannot control how people react to something. And then the assistant coach, okay? And this is where the parenting lesson comes, right? When you see a fight almost about to start, you have 2 choices, okay? And your friends are in this fight. You have 2 choices. You either go to the fight or you sit back and watch your friends just fight.
And you record it on your phone.
I've never been in, yeah, exactly. Or record it on your phone. I've never been in a fight. My friends have been in lots of them. And it's because I could see it from a mile away when one of my friends was getting ready to fight. And I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to fight. And you know why I don't go towards the fight? Because my dad told me if you go towards the fight and you get hit, don't call me. Like, it's all up for grabs. And that guy went towards the fight. He's John, just like the players are, just like everyone, because everyone's wrong in this situation, right? Juwan just is the one that threw the punch, and he shouldn't have thrown the punch. That's why he got suspended. But the thing is, that guy who got hit, I don't feel sorry for him. Like, people were trying to make, like, the Wisconsin AD was trying to make it like this was such a sad day and whatever. I'm like, no, a bunch of people walk towards the fight. And when you walk towards the fight, you might get hit with friendly fire. And that's a lesson for your kids. Tell your kids, don't walk towards the fight unless you know that you could get hit. And that's what I saw there.
It should be a lesson for all sports too, because like for some reason in sports, like because there's officials everywhere and you have a bunch of teammates, like I just think it's like the common thing to do. It's like pretend you're going to fight, but nobody actually fights until a fight breaks out. And then you're like, oh shit, I'm caught in a fight. But and I don't want to make this like, well, but when in hockey where they're meant, like, I'm not saying that, but if you notice when a Donnybrook breaks out in a hockey game, everybody who's not fighting just goes to the bench. They're like, I'm not part of this. This is not what I want. You know, like that's their thing. And like, that's the way it's like Dee Dee just said, if you got to fight, you see it coming. First of all, teach your kids to like understand signs and symptoms of when a fight is coming. That's important. And then distance yourself from it.
And don't go towards a Juwan Howard fight. Like, recognize who that man is. You saw that wand come out of his hand and you're like, this is a wizard. I shouldn't be getting close to this. And by the way, like, shouldn't go to, like, Wisconsin won the game, right? It's hard to even, like, that's a buried storyline there, but like, don't go towards the people that just lost who already have anger. Like, you won the game. If you think you're going to go to the team that lost and they're just going to like back down, you're crazy. You are absolutely crazy.
The fallout of this though was so funny because like when I'm lifting, I have SportsCenter on, but I don't have the sound on. And like, I swear 30 minutes of SportsCenter every day this week has been just like these reporters standing, freezing their asses off in Wisconsin and Michigan, just like standing outside of these arenas where there's no basketball being played right now, but they're like on the scene talking about this. I think it's hilarious. They have all these poor reporters that are wrapped up in it. It's so funny to me.
It's the best. You're like, wait, I have to go where? Ann Arbor? For what? Oh, just to stand outside.
There's like feet of snow.
Just to stand outside and do absolutely nothing else other than just wait for press releases. That's
They can't
it.
even talk to Juwan because he's suspended. He's not coming to talk
Right.
to
You're like,
anybody.
why are you sending me here? We can do this via Zoom. Like, let's go, people. We can put up a snowy background, act like I'm there. I don't need to be there.
Yeah. Just don't go towards a fight, guys. It's the same thing with Mason Rudolph, because it was like he became the sympathetic figure because he hit with helmet. I was like, well, he chased the fight. He chased it. He went for the fight, and then he got hit in the head. If he just stops, he never gets hit.
Right.
It's that simple. Don't get hit. Don't go towards the fight unless you want to get hit, guys.
Simple lesson.
Life lesson. Life lesson right there. But real quick, should they get rid of handshake lines? Because that turned into the story, and I was like, wow, we've got nothing. Like, dude, I've never wanted spring training baseball to actually be happening more than I wanted it this week, and we don't have it because they're locked out. And I'm like, man, that's because I'm like, what's missing right now? It's like NBA All-Star always has this like break. So no NFL, like there's something missing. And I was like, oh, I know what's missing. Baseball. We're not getting live reports from friggin' Bradenton on Sports Center and everywhere else they play in Phoenix and whatever else. So yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what's worse, but no, I don't think they need to. We've got them in football and we've got them in basketball. We don't have them in hockey. We don't have them in baseball. Why? I'm not really sure, except for, posting's a little bit different. But I want to read this. I want to read this quote from Tom Izzo. I don't know if you've seen Tom Izzo presser. I won't quite have the energy and anger that he does, obviously within his own conference, but brought up to the point at the question to him whether or not they should get rid of handshakes. He said, quote, "That's typical of our country. Instead of solving the problem, let's make an excuse. Instead of confronting and demanding it changes, let's eliminate it so we don't have those problems. Eliminate it. That's not happening here." So he is all for keeping the handshake. He's just like, so freaking what? Just learn from it and don't get into fights. The lesson we've all learned here. But I mean, are they dumb? Yes. Are they dumb? But I don't think because of this incident, we need to, do away with them in basketball.
Agreed.
Yeah. I just think I think if they got rid of them, I don't think anybody would actually notice.
No.
In all honesty.
Right.
That's why it's a weird argument to have. It's like, I don't know, because the NBA doesn't have them, but like you see the players, the NFL doesn't have them, but you see the players like all interacting after the games. They're trading jerseys and doing all the things if they want to, or, you just see players go to the locker room. I just don't, I don't see the problem with it once you get to that level. For like scholastic sports and stuff, yes, sportsmanship, like whatever. But when it comes to the college basketball, it's like, I don't know. There's so much the guys are playing for and all that stuff. I don't know.
What's weird about it is
you want to do it,
it's a line. I think that's the weird thing. Like you're saying, there's handshakes and stuff after football games or whatever, but there's no like, oh, let's go down the line and slap hands like we're in fourth grade. Like there kind of is in basketball where you have to acknowledge everybody in the opposing team all the way down to the GA who wipes sweat off the dude's ass at the end of the game. Like, maybe we can loosen that up a little bit. Like just pick and choose.
You don't want to be shaking that hand anyway. That's not good.
Yeah. You don't want any of that. You don't want any of that, but he's doing it.
Yeah, that's fair. Oh man, I'm so happy we have this podcast, because when that was going on, I was just like, oh my god, please, let's just get to the brunch breakdown. Some days I just want to be like, can we call an emergency brunch breakdown and just talk for 15 minutes? All right, well, let's get into the 71-day cruise. 71-day cruise, and this is coming from Holland America Cruise Line. All right, it's a 71-day Grand Africa voyage, departs from Fort Lauderdale, and it goes to like every port you could ever think of. Puerto Rico to Egypt to just Cape Town, South Africa, Canary Islands, literally everywhere. Okay, everywhere. This is wild. One question: would you guys go on a 71-day cruise for free? It's paid for. Would you go?
No.
Yeah.
I wouldn't go on a 7-day cruise, so I'm not going on a 71. Come on.
There you go.
No.
Yeah.
No.
If it's paid for, yeah, and we're making all those stops, we're making a bunch of stops.
It's
we're
a
not just
ton.
out in the open water. Yeah, then definitely. Because I heard they're also like changing the food up. where it's like to reflect local cuisine. So it's not like, oh, you get poolside hamburgers again today. Like make it at least a little bit interesting. If we've got the excursions and the things to do and a vacation like that once in a lifetime, that's a long time. But I think it'd be interesting enough where, each day there's something new and unique that, I think I'd do that.
Yeah. And talking about the prices, I mean, it's because it's really expensive. I mean, 71 days. It's 12,000. It starts at $12,000 is the first price for 71 days. So you go everywhere, dude. It's wild. Ghana, like it's wild. All the places on this list. But the second question is, could your family talk you into a 71-day cruise? Because that's the first thing I thought. Because people go on cruises with their families, right? Yes, you can go on cruises like with just you and your significant other, but most of the time it's people they take their families because it's like cruises are a like cheaper vacation and you get to go experience a bunch of different things or whatever, right? And the all-inclusive part of it too. So that's why a lot of families go. And I'm like, 71 days with your family, could you survive?
With my wait, what family are we talking about? Like my parents? Or like the people that I live with in this house?
That's a good question. But I mean extended. So I'm talking your parents and your in-laws and your immediate family.
I guess I'm asking that question, but like the answer doesn't change. No, I'm not. I'm not going. It doesn't matter. Like go without me. There's the thing about this is not like, sure, it's cool that it's like stopping in all these places. That's not what the reason I'm not going is because you're stuck with the same strangers on a boat off and on for 71 days. I can't sit in a football stadium for longer than 4 hours around people that I don't want to be around. I can't spend 71 days on a boat with these people. That is not happening. And like, I've never been on a cruise, but I've heard like the rooms are like too small. The things you see in the pictures, it's like not as extravagant as how it really is. Like, I'm not doing it. It's not happening.
Whoever gave you that experience is a liar. Cruises are amazing. The rooms are lovely. If you don't stay in the bunker down with the crew. I love cruises. I wouldn't go with my like extended fit, like my mom and my sister. Like, forget that. I've done the 7-day cruise with them, and I don't care if they hear this. That'll never happen again. So 71 is out of the question with all of them. Small, intimate, just the two of us, whatever our intermediate family becomes, 2, 3, 4. Yes, that, but the extended family part of that, no way. And yeah, you'd be around the same people for 71 days, which would be a lot. But apparently these cruise ships, there's also one going around South America, I think, and like they're stopping in 3 days in Rio de Janeiro for Carnival. Like, that's amazing. Yeah, and that one's more expensive though. I think that one starts at 50,000. You can understand why, but yeah, it would be interesting. It would feel a little bit like of a reality show, I feel like, because you are around those same people for that long amount of period of time. But I just think that the experience would be so wild, so crazy.
See, I was saying, yes, I would do this, but just with my wife, not with my, no, you add families. Yeah. No, not a chance. If Chris, $1 million at the end of it, are you going?
To go on yeah, of course.
Okay. All right. 71 days.
That's a life-changing amount of money. I'm not going to do it for like $100,000 like that stupid cabin thing. Like, that's not going to happen, especially this one's 71 days. So that's longer than 30 days. That one was ridiculous. $1 million. Yeah. $1 million. Come on. That for 3 months, two and some change. Yeah.
Okay. See, I would do this for $100,000. I would do it. If I had $100,000 at the end of it, I'll deal with my parents and in-laws for 71 days.
If we're naming a price on what it would cost to get family involved, $100,000 definitely, maybe even $50,000. Pay for our wedding. Call it a deal. Call it a 71-day honeymoon with the family. and pay for the wedding. We got a deal.
Fair. I like
Dan
it.
might not agree to that, but
Oh God. All right. Well, let's get into our last one here in the main course. One must go. We've got 4 foods here, and we are going to choose which one has to go. And this is difficult. Steak, crab legs, fried chicken, and ribs. Chris, you put this in the Brunch Breakdown group early this morning. Why did you want to put us through this?
Sometimes things pop up on the Twitter feed, man, and I'm just like, yeah, we'll throw these at Dan and Didi, see what they think. I didn't go out searching for it. I didn't wake up this morning thinking like I want to make Dan and Didi kerfuffled, but here we are.
I legit have no idea. I have one of these have to go.
That is what it says.
now I want to clarify something just so I make sure I'm thinking the same way that you guys
yes,
are.
one has to go, Dan. One has
one
to
of
go.
these. I went through 6 earlier, but I didn't know if this. So fried chicken is fried chicken. We're not counting like chicken wings in that category. And like crab legs are crab legs, but we're not saying like you could never have a crab cake again, right? We're declaring those different, or are you guys thinking?
I think you're correct. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dan always breaks up the analytiks for these things, which I appreciate.
Got to. Yeah. You want to talk hot dogs again? Kobayashi, Joey Chestnut, analytics.
Come on.
Ooh.
Yeah. I mean, this is tough. Is it?
Yeah, I was gonna say, is it easy for? I know it's not for Didi. Chris, this isn't any easier for you either?
No, it's not easy. Like I eat a lot of steak. The other 3 of these, ribs, crab legs, fried chicken, I don't eat as much of, but I still love them, you know? So it's, this one is pretty tough. And, yeah, I don't know. Like the way I looked at this one was first I thought about what I eat the most of. So steak it's not going anywhere. And then like, I think ribs and crab legs probably fall into like that second tier for me. I eat a ton of chicken, but I almost never eat fried chicken. So the place I landed with this was one has to go for me, fried chicken, assuming like Dan said, like, it doesn't mean you have to rule out all chicken. Cause I just don't eat that much of it. But it's good. Like I also love it, but that's where I landed. I'm keeping steak, crab legs, and ribs simply because fried chicken is not very frequent in my diet.
Maybe the question here should be tying in the topic we just came off of 2 topics ago and from a couple weeks ago. And that would be when one of these goes, which do you get in a fight over at a Golden Corral? Because they're all on the buffet line. They're all in line. Which are you fighting Juwan Howard over when he takes the last steak, crab leg, rib, or fried chicken at Golden Corral?
I'm just
when do you approach him?
I'm backing away from Juwan that Juwan, take what you want to take. Okay, it's fine. Don't wag that finger at me.
I think I had a similar mentality to you too, Chris. I love steak. I love crab legs, even though I don't have them super often. I would never, like, there's no way I would ever eliminate ribs. I could never do it. I don't have them super often, but when I do, it's there because I know I want good ribs and they're going to be fantastic. So I can't in any way, shape, or form eliminate ribs. And then I thought fried chicken. I went to fried chicken. I can have chicken other ways. I like grilled chicken. If I can have chicken wings, I'm fine with that. It's tough. I think I'm going to be in the same spot you landed, Chris, and pick fried chicken. Maybe a crab legs, a close second, because again, if I can have crab in a different formation, I could live with it. But I think I'll settle on fried chicken here.
Like, it has to be crab legs for me, but I hate it.
Yeah.
I hate it so much because if you tell me I'm somewhere where someone's eating crab legs and I can't have them,
Oh,
I'm gonna cry.
Yeah,
That'd be rough.
that's a
And
problem.
I don't care if steak, ribs, and fried chicken are there too. I'm gonna be very hurt. But it would be that same way if I got rid of any of these. So like, if I got rid of steak, it'd be the same thing. I sat there and someone's eating steak and I can't eat steak.
That's a good way to think of it. Like you have a
That's a
table
problem.
of people around you all eating the same food and you can't
Yeah.
have it, which
And
is
I
the
can't
thing the most.
I
have
like
it.
that.
Like we're
I think I would
all
still go with fried chicken, but that is a great way to frame it.
yeah, like we're all at Golden Corral, all of us. And Juwan Howard standing there like, nope, you can't have crab's legs. Nope, you can't have fried chicken. Like he's just standing there with that finger, just wiping it right out of your hand. Anytime you think about it, he just pokes you.
I'm calling it now for the 2022 Brunchies. Juwan Howard, Person of the Year.
Oh, write it down. He's a candidate. Write it
Early
down.
nom. Okay. Okay.
Write it down.
Changed college basketball forever.
Yes.
In more than one way. Continues to.
Or is it Juwan Howard's finger or Juwan Howard or both? Are they two different people?
They both get a nom.
Talk to the committee.
It's a great question.
Talk this over.
It's a great question.
Yeah.
Now, Didi, with your answer, crab legs, there's the least amount of work in crab legs. Or the most work. I'm sorry. There's the
Yes,
most
there
work
are.
in crab legs.
Yeah,
so you're taking some labor out. Maybe that helps your decision a little bit. But
No, it just because I eat crab legs the least, right? I eat crab
Yeah.
legs the least, but I love crab legs. Like I love them. But there are just certain situations where like crab legs are there and you want them, you know? And especially like when you're, when I'm on the East Coast somewhere, like for your bachelor party, there will most likely be crab legs on a menu and I can't have them in the place where I eat crab legs.
yeah.
That's
Yeah.
Jesus. It's tough.
That was a tough one
Tough.
there, Chris.
Good Lord.
That was a tough find.
Sorry, guys.
Cool.
Yeah, it's tough, but fun. All right, let's get into what we are listening to, what music we are listening to this week. Dan, go for it. What are you listening to?
My man, Rex Orange County,
Hey.
back with another single, a second single off his upcoming album. And this one is called Amazing. And that's exactly what it is. My self-titled, whatever. Just love the vibe of his music and the style it gives off. It's kind of laid back, chill, but also upbeat. Cannot wait for this album. So Amazing from Rex Orange County.
Nice. Chris?
Yeah. I'll go next. My daughter's screaming. Sorry. First up for me is a band I just kind of discovered this past week. They're called Ruth Crest. They're actually from LA. And they have a really good album out right now. It's actually an EP out right now. It came out like November 2021. There's a song on it called If You Were Here. And it is like a big time nostalgia trip because they talk about like, if you were here right now, we'd be listening to like Silverstein and Blink-182. Like, I don't know. It's just, sometimes there's a pop punk song that has all of those. It kind of checks all the boxes of what you want for a pop punk song. And I think this is one of them. So we'll toss that on this week. I think you guys will like it.
Nice.
Cool.
I like it. All right. Well, I've got one from Sabrina Carpenter.
Oh,
Love watching my little kiddos from Radio Disney grow up. And she's got a song called Fast Times that is just a really cool sound. It almost feels like a 70s kind of sound to it. And it's just a cool song. So if she's putting out more music that sounds like this, I'm very interested because it is a big turn from where a lot of 20s like kids in their 20s are going right now, because a lot of them are leaning towards the pop punk lane, and this is completely different. So yeah, and I'm excited to see people kind of veer, because it seems like every cute girl who makes music is now making pop punk music now, and I'm like, all right, someone has to go right. Someone's got to zag, and it feels like she big zag this way.
Yeah. I like that. I like that a lot. Speaking of pop punk music, let's go, Chris. Let's go. Simple Plan featuring Derek Whibley of Sum 41. Are you kidding me? The forces have finally come together. They came out with a single called Ruin My Life. The forces coming together that dominated the early 2000s. They're not getting together just for this song. They've got a newly announced tour this summer as well, which sounds like it's going to be incredible. And I will very likely be attending. So Simple Plan with Derek Whibley of Sum 41, Ruin My Life.
I like it. I literally like it. I listened to that and I like it. Here's another one. State Champs, new EP, Everybody But You, just came out. It's kind of a bummer because it's a 4-song EP and 2 of the songs on the EP were pre-released. So like, what are we doing? You can't release 50% of it. But come on. But they covered Fall Out Boy's song Chicago Is So 2 years ago. And there's not a ton different about the way they covered it and how Fall Out Boy performed it, but I just love that song. So we'll put it on this week and listen to State Champs version of it.
Nice. All right. Mary J. Blige, DJ Khaled, amazing. I don't know if this is true, but it sounds like DJ Khaled wrote this song and Mary J. Blige just said, okay, I'll put my Mary J on this. Because if you listen to the words, it just sounds like DJ Khaled talking, but somebody who can actually sing is singing it, and it's amazing. The beat is awesome, and it is just, it makes you feel super good. This is a good, like, good morning song. This is a very good, like, song that you want to play when you need just that jolt of energy, because it is just DJ Khaled catchphrases sung by Mary J. Blige. So if you were someone like me who, you know, that's my lane, like DJ Khaled's words just being sung beautifully by someone, all for it. And that is what amazing is. And I really want you guys to hear that and add it to any hype up or good morning, I need to wake up playlist you got.
Wonderful. 2 songs with the title Amazing in it. Rex Orange County and Mary J. Blige. Can't wait for that amazing tour.
I feel like Katie will like this song, Chris.
Oh,
I feel like this is a Katie Gates special right here. Another one. Dude. It's just like that. I promise you.
I'll send it to our Wisconsin correspondent.
All right. Last one for me. Becoming a very popular band on the Sounds of Brunch, the Brunch Breakdown, Bad Sons released their album a couple weeks ago called Apocalypse Whenever. And I'm going to put the title track of that same name on the playlist this week. Like I said, we've kind of featured them a few times before now, and this album is great. Wanted to kind of feature it a little bit, and I really love what they're putting together. Bad Sons, become a big fans of them. So Apocalypse Whenever from Bad Sons.
Nice. Last one I have is from a band I've recommended before called Midfield. And they actually did a cover of Avril Lavigne's Complicated, but like if you had double time drums to it. So it's like,
excellent.
You know, Avril was like a very, very poppy alternative, you know, back in the day. And this is like, hey, if it was like a real pop punk song, this is how we would have written it. And I kind of like it more than the original. So wanted to toss that on there this week, but I love Midfield. So put that on there, but also you should check out all of their music because they're very good.
All right. My last one is Jack Harlow, Nail Tech. Jack Harlow just sounds really good on songs. He's just a really good rapper. His voice is amazing. I just love the way he sounds. His voice just makes me feel warm. I just love it. It's fulfilling. And Kanye said that this week or last week in one of his 8 million Instagram posts. So I'm not the only one who just thinks that Jack Harlow is very good at rapping. So Nail Tech, Jack Harlow, check that one out.
Well, if you're in there with Kanye, you're in good company, Didi.
Exactly. God, Kanye. Dawn to 2. We'll see. We'll maybe talk about that next week. Maybe if it comes out.
Yeah.
Other than on his little thing that he made. I don't know.
Right. Yeah.
Anyways, boys, that's the Brunch Breakdown, and that's the Sounds of Brunch playlist. Make sure you check it out every week on Spotify. Dan updates that thing and gets all the good music out there every single week. So check that out. And that's it for the Brunch Breakdown. Any final thoughts, guys? Any final thoughts?
Just run away from those fights, folks.
Stay away from fights, jump on a cruise, and enjoy some fried chicken.
That's the Brunch Breakdown. We're out.